Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. It's a special day for me. I'm a little bit older today, but welcome to the High Risk Wrestling Recap. It is I, Jeremy Pierce. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. And Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram. Let's get into the news. AEW and DAZN, their partnership is ending. This is not due to AEW at all. DAZN were just lazy in the promotion. AEW went out of the way to work with DAZN, and they just wouldn't help. So they lost out. I think this is a loss for DAZN and not AEW. We have an update on Camille. According to SRS, she has signed with AEW. The longest reigning NWA Women's Champion is now on the AEW roster. We'll wait for her debut, and I am excited to see what they're going to pull off with her. This is going to be really, really good. I would put AEW's roster, their women's roster, against any companies out there, period. AEW has a new director of live events, one Jeremy Flynn. This is a good get. The company is building, the company is growing. I'm expecting, hopefully at some point, to get some house shows for them. There's a change coming in NXT as Mike Rome will now be the announcer, not announcer. Mike Rome's doing his job in NXT. We don't know what's going on with Alicia Taylor. Maybe she got called up to the main roster. At the end of this month, Scripps will be leaving the WWE, aka Reggie. His contract was not renewed by the WWE. We'll see what happens with him in the future. We'll see what happens with OTM, but let's be real, Jada Parker is slowly but surely becoming the star of OTM. Eric Rowan has signed with the WWE. He is back in the company that pretty much helped put him on the map. But what will he be doing there? Come back a little bit later in the same news segment. Seth Rollins has re-signed with WWE for some big money. Is it as much as his wife? Who knows? But I figure Seth will probably be a lifer at this point. Ethan Page is gone from AEW. We'll see what happens with him. Wherever he goes, he will succeed, whether that's to WWE, whether that's to NWA, MLW, even back to TNA. Who knows? But it really never really worked out with Ethan Page and AEW. There were some high spots. They could have done much more with him. And we have more releases that went down this week, in addition to a couple of our NXT releases. Valentina Feroz, Drew Gulak, Boa, and Gable Steveson have been released. That's big. They're trimming the roster. Now, you figure this would happen with the company. We have an update on the Wyatt faction. We know that Bo Dallas is back. Remember I said about Eric Rowan? Well, you guys can skip ahead if you don't want to hear the spoiler alerts. The new Bray Wyatt faction led by Bo Dallas will consist of Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, and Eric Rowan. This is good. I'm excited for this. We have a date for WrestleMania 41. It will be going down April 19th and 2025 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And you notice it's taking place a little bit later. I got a show planned for this coming week, so we're going to talk about that. And the injury side of things, yes, Julia Hart is out with an injury. I think it's a shoulder injury. She is going to be gone for a little bit. Not hopefully not like a full year, but she has had surgery. Powerhouse Hobbs is also out with an injury, which sucks. He's going to be out for probably a considerate amount of time. Jeff Hardy has been cleared, and he is working on getting back to his good wrestling, demeanor and weight and things of that nature. And Darby Allin was hit by a bus. So we'll see what happens with that, man. But he's also out with an injury. He's still with a broken foot. He still plans on climbing Mount Everest. But that is the news, and we shall be right back with the week in review. All right, so this was a fine week of wrestling. Let's just get into it, shall we? Monday Night Raw. This was the go home show for Backlash, and was also the finals of the draft. So we opened up with Logan Paul arriving with the Judgment Day and Patrick Mahomes. We were in Kansas City. Whatever. Becky Lynch celebrates becoming champion, and Liv's like, listen, the only reason you got that belt is because what I did to Rhea. And Becky's like, well, the only reason I have this belt is because you did finish the job in the Battle Royal last week. Nia's like, I'm gonna just take out both of y'all before she moves to SmackDown. And Liv stopped Nia from attacking and accepts our challenge for a match. The draft picks, the first made by Stephanie McMahon. Raw gets Imperium and Damage Control. SmackDown gets Jade Cargill and Kevin Owens. So we see the Jade push here. Gunther defeated Xavier Woods. Jey Uso feels no pressure when he's going to face Damian Priest at Backlash. And also pay attention in the background because Liv and Dom were leaving a room. And that's all I'm saying. Next up, we had more draft picks made by Logan Paul and Isho Speed. Raw gets Punk and Braun Strowman. SmackDown gets The Pride and Tiffany Stratton. Logan Paul says, Priest is going to beat Jay. Jay comes like yo, mind your business, stay out of my business. Finn and JD attack as Logan Paul gets Mahomes Super Bowl rings and goes to punch Jay, but misses and hits JD McDonough, and Jay's just really good here. But Braun Strowman makes his return and saves Jey Uso from more of a beatdown. He was also about to beat up Patrick Mahomes. Chad Gable made a 2-for-1 deal with Truth. So yeah, it looks like if the Academy wins the tag team titles at some point, they'll defend the championships at least twice against Awesome Truth. Hilarious. Sammy attacked Gable after that. And then Sammy retained the Intercontinental Championship over Bronson Reed. Gable attacked Sammy after the match. That Bronson Reed attacked Chad Gable. We had more draft picks this time made by the APA. Raw gets the LWO and Drew McIntyre. SmackDown gets Legado del Fantasma and Shinsuke Nakamura. Sheamus and Braun have a friendly conversation, but are distracted by McIntyre, who is on a warpath. Gable chastises the Academy for just their constant failings. Go out there and get some W's. Candice LeRae ended up defeating Maxine Dupree after Indy Hartwell help. Indy got rid of Ivy and then hit Maxine. Dom tells his dad that the Judgment still runs Raw. Drew called Booker T a fraud, and then Punk tricked Drew. Drew was in the ring saying like, I don't know why y'all cheer for Punk, whatever, he's trash, he's garbage. Punk's up in the skybox, so Drew goes after him, and when Drew's to the skybox, Punk, all he finds in the skybox is an autographed picture of Punk, and then Punk's in the ring cutting a promo, and Punk hasn't seen anything different. This is gonna be a good feud. I'm hoping Drew murders Punk, and Drew's like, listen, I'm here, put my butt on the line every week, you're just collecting the paycheck because all you do is get hurt. More draft picks this time made by Teddy Long and Alundra Blaze. Raw gets the Judgment Day and Ilya Dragunov, called up from NXT. SmackDown gets Naomi and Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Liv defeated Nia Jax. Tiffany Stratton was in the audience, but her and Naomi ended up fighting. We had more draft picks made by the Dudley Boys. Raw gets the New Day and Lyra Valkyria, called up from NXT. And SmackDown gets Pretty Deadly and Candice Michelle and Indy Hartwell. Awesome Truth retained the World Tag Team Championships against the Academy. The Alpha Academy, that is. And final draft picks made by Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. Raw gets the Final Testament and Bronson Reed. SmackDown gets DIY and Blair Davenport, who was called up from NXT. In the main event, Jey Uso, Andrade, and Ricochet defeated the Judgment Day. I forget what the supplemental picks were. Over on Dynamite, we have more stories coming together. And this was a good show. It also gets a fifth. So Tony Khan over the show from Jacksonville says he will be running the show remotely until the Elite cut him off. And the Bucks are like, we're EVPs. We have ironclad founders contracts. We help make this company. There's nothing Tony Khan can do. Then the Dynamite opening is just of the Elite. I'm loving all of this. Swerve opened up the show. It says that the Elite pulled a bitch move attacking Tony Khan, and they better watch themselves. The Elite, well, the Bucks, find him and says, we announced we've got your next opponent, your championship challenger for Double or Nothing. It's none other than Christian Cage. Christian comes out with the Patriarchy, and they attack Swerve and Prince Nana, beat both of them down. Where was the rest of the Mogul Embassy? I don't know, because Brian Cage had a match later on in the show. But Christian essentially says two things. One, you attacked my boy, my son, in his home and beat him down, blooded him. And two, you cost me a match at All In. We were tag team partners tagging against Sting and Darby Allin. And now he's going to take the championship from him. Love it. I knew Christian would be the first opponent. Part of me thought it might have been Okada, but that's cool. Christian Swerve is going to be really, really good. Adam Copeland retained the TNT Championship over Buddy Matthews, and House of Black wanted him to hit the concerto. They egged him on. They pleaded, begged him, and that kind of threw him off. Samoa Joe defeated Isaiah Cassidy. Orange Cassidy comes out for his segment. He says he thought, Chuck and Trent would just fight it out and go back to being best friends. And now after what Trent did, Chuck will never wrestle again. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is kayfabe. So we'll just have to wait and see. Security stops Trent and Orange Cassidy from fighting until Don Callis comes out and whispers something to OC, and Cassidy leaves with Callis. Chris is confused. The Elite only want what's best for AEW, and they're waiting for the arrival of an old friend. Perry says that Khan made him a scapegoat, so he got what he deserved. Chris Jericho retains the FTW Championship against Shibata after Big Bill interferes on Jericho's behalf. Big Bill really wants to be a part of the learning tree. Statlander was apologetic to Willow, a little too apologetic. I think Status still clear turning on Willow, maybe. And Willow says she'll beat Sky Blue later tonight and retain the TBS Championship. Stokely is mad cause the Bucks pricks, and then someone gives a phone to Renee and it's a message from the Bucks. So they say she's doing a great job, but Statlander and Stokely are banned from ringside, and Willow will be stripped of the championship if either of them appear. Okay. I could definitely see the Elite stacking the deck more and more against Willow until I think Mercedes Moné is going to join the Elite. That's just me. Claudio Castagnoli defeated Brian Cage. Rocky Romero wants to be champion. He says the person that pulls the best out of him is Colorado, so they'll have a match on Rampage. Serena Deeb in our main event match defeated Mariah May after Tony Storm threw in the towel. Why did Tony Storm throw in the towel? Because Mariah May could do nothing against Serena Deeb in these submissions and these technical holds. It was crazy. It's crazy how good Serena Deeb is in the ring. This was awesome. Copeland is a little shaken up, and Kyle O'Reilly offers him some help. And in the main event, Kenny Omega returns and says he'll be fully back at some point. He's scared about what's next, but brings his attention to the Bucks. People forget one thing. He is also an EVP and has power. So he's going to go against them. Okada comes out, confronts him. Omega says something to him in Japanese and is like, listen, couple more months, we can do this all over again right here in AEW. I'm like, yeah, crowd was so hyped for this. Of course you be. And then Okada says, I'm sorry, but I am the new best bout machine. And the Elite attacked Kenny and beat him down. So that ended that show, but since there was Rampage was coming on after Dynamite, there was no collision on Saturday, so we have Rampage, which happened right after Dynamite, and as they're taking Kenny to the ambulance, the Elite attack him once again. Jay White defeated Dante Martin and attacked him after the match. Deonna Purrazzo will make the locker room respect her and remember who she is, that she is the virtuoso. Jericho accepts Big Bill under the learning tree. It's just another Jericho faction think this is going to be his third faction in AEW. Swerve will clap back at Christian next week, but won't be coming alone. Colorado defeated Rocky Romero. Harley Cameron challenges Tony Storm to a match. We have Next Strong for Tony Khan. And Ospreay will fall to the Messiah of the Backbreaker. And in the main event, Willow Nightingale defended and retained her TBS championship in a Manitoba Massacre, which essentially is just a street fight, against Skye Blue. This was such an awesome match, and it ended with Willow Nightingale power bombing Skye Blue through a barbed wire board. It's great. It was off of the ring to the floor. Love it. Love it. And over Impact, this was the Under Siege Go Home show. So Mustafa Ali defeated Chris Bay. Alicia Edwards defeated Danny Luna. Sami Callihan will right the wrongs of the past. Alexander Hammerstone defeated Cody Deaner. Nick Nemeth isn't cleared for his match, so Matt Hardy will replace him at Under Siege. Joe Hendry has another song about AJ Francis because he's like, listen, I can do this for days. They're devoting a lot of time to this. You can't beat the system, and you'll see it Under Siege. Ace Austin defeated Trey Miguel, and in the main event, Jordynne Grace retained the Knockout Championship against Miyu Yamashita. After the match, Stephanie DeLander attacked her and wanted Khan to break Grace's neck, but PCO made the save. Our Under Siege results from Countdown to Under Siege: Rhino defeated VSK, the FBI defeated Batari, and Laredo Kid defeated KC Navarro. I think this was for the Digital Media Championship. On the main show, Josh Alexander and Eric Young defeated Frankie Kazarian and Steve Macklin. Yeah, I don't think it's over between these four men. Ash by Elegance defeated Havoc. Joe Hendry defeated Zachary Wentz. Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich defeated Spitfire to win the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Rich Swann defeated Jake Something. Jonathan Gresham defeated Kushida, Jordynne Grace, and PCO defeated Steph DeLander and Khan. Mustafa Ali defeated Ace Austin to retain the TNA X Division Championship, and the System defeated Broken Matt Hardy, Speedball Mountain when Eddie Edwards pinned Trent 7. SmackDown was the Backlash Go Home show. We opened up with first of all, the crowd here was absolutely amazing. Foreign crowds are just better than American crowds, and we're gonna come back this week to America with dumbass what chance. Bayley, Naomi, Jade, Cargo, and Bianca Belair defeated Damage Control and Tiffany Stratton because Damage Control at this point always loses matches. Carmelo Hayes says so he'll be entering the King of the Ring, and then declines some friendly advice. Not even advice, just declines any assistance from Bobby Lashley. Lashley was just being nice and felt disrespected. So I want to see what goes. It's like an old mentality thing of, the old heads want to bring the younger guys under the wing, and the younger guys like charms of change. AOP defeated New Catch Republic. Nick Aldis declines Paul Heyman's request to remove the Bloodline from the tag team match. At Backlash, Paul Heyman admits to pulling Roman Reigns from the draft. And this is weird because we know Roman watches the show, but Paul hasn't talked to Roman. Something's not adding up here. We had the RKO show, the first ever one. Nothing of any importance happened, and a fight just broke out. LA Knight defeated Angel Garza, and Knight enters the King of the Ring. Carlito explains why he attacked Dragon Lee. Ray was having a match at WrestleMania. He was having a tag team match, and he had a partner. He needed a partner. And Carlito's been away from WWE for a long time, and he's back in the LWO, and Ray chose Dragon Lee over Carlito. And that's why he did it. It wasn't really personal against Dragon Lee. Ray just made the wrong choice, and Carlito lashed out. And I get it. I don't know why he didn't choose Carlito. Dragon Lee attacked Carlito after this interview. A-Town Down Under retained the WWE Tag Team Championships over the Street Profits. We had a back and forth with AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, kind of just hyping their match at Backlash, and the show ended with R-KO, and the Bloodline still fighting. But it was a fine show. It gets a fist. I might change the Dynamite Rampage selection gets a thumbs up. Actually, show was better because it was just the 3 hours together. But our matches of the week, from Dynamite: Chris Jericho versus Katsuyori Shibata, for the FTW Championship from Rampage. Willow Nightingale versus Skye Blue in a street fight for the TBS Championship from Impact. Mustafa Ali versus Chris Bay from Impact as well. Jordynne Grace versus Miyu Yamashita for the Knockouts Championship from TNA Under Siege. Mustafa Ali versus Ace Austin for the TNA X Division Championship. And from Backlash, Bayley versus Naomi and versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. And Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Those were our good matches all around. I think the women's triple threat match was the match of the night at Backlash. That's just me. Our star of the week, surprisingly, I'm going to give it to Serena Deeb and Mariah May. It's just great having Serena Deeb in the main event. It's about time Toni Storm, your women's champion, was been in the main event. Get her the main event. This was just good, and it's good to see Serena Deeb put that work in and just show you just how good she is. But that is our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This week we got going on. Check out what just happened, which is already live. We got a list this Tuesday, the best Backlash matches of all time. Thursday we got Let's Talk About It, Changing the Road to WrestleMania. We got a flashback Friday. The best moments in Backlash history. It's either moments or it's probably moments. Backlash moments, yeah. And the worst of wrestling idiocy for this Saturday for the High vs. Wrestling Podcast. That is our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.